Even when a student is killed right inside her own dorm room, a university still kept everyone in the dark. Laura Dickinson was always close to her family, working beside them in their coffee shop in Hastings, Michigan. Even when she was away at college, she spoke to her parents and boyfriend every day. But after a few days, when she still hadn't called, they began to worry and called university officials, asking them to check on their daughter. Then Bob and Deb received the worst possible news. A dorm custodian had discovered Laura's body in her room. The official word from Eastern Michigan University was that Laura had died of natural causes, that somehow the healthy 22-year-old had been taken by a freak accident. And for 10 weeks, Laura's family and friends mourned her loss, believing that was the case. The student body was assured by school officials their campus was safe. But in February came shocking news. Orange Amir Taylor, also a student at Eastern Michigan, was arrested and charged with raping and murdering Laura Dickinson.
Laura Dickinson was raped and killed in her Eastern Michigan University dorm room last December. Evidence placed Orange Taylor III in her room, but jurors couldn't agree if he was there before or after her death. After the decision, Taylor's father spoke in support.
He is not that type of person. True enough, he's young and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, but he's not a murderer or a rapist.
He's an enrolled student failing with a criminal history there at Eastern Michigan.
And even with the dismissal of 3 Eastern officials, Dickinson says nothing can bring closure.
If it comes to a conviction of Orange Taylor, that's not going to bring Laura back.
Now, at the coffee shop where Laura spends her free time is a collection of her hobbies. And a reminder that Dickinson will always miss having a complete family.
She was so much a part of it. Kind of the glue that held the other 4 parts of it together.
You know, we understand what they must be going through, but we would like them to know if they do have a chance to see the support that, you know, we're sorry for everything that has happened thus far. We're sorry for whatever Amir Taylor has done. We always maintain that he was in the wrong spot at the wrong time, and we're not condoning the things that he may be guilty of, but we firmly believe he is not guilty of the murder of Laura Dickinson. I'm praying for you guys. I know this must be a difficult time, and I can understand. I mean, at least my brother is still alive. Laura Dickinson has a sister. She has family and friends that will never see her get married, have children, and etc. So I know it must be a very, very hard time for them, and they have my deepest condolences as well as the prayers of myself as well as my family. And if indeed Laura Dickinson was murdered, that the true killer will be brought to justice. That's just my belief in knowing my brother for 20 years. I know he couldn't kill anyone. I've never even seen him raise his voice. He's the sweetest guy I know. He never gave my mom any problems, and I just don't believe he's capable of murder. We truly believe that God is on our side, and we believe he will be vindicated when we go back to trial in January.
For me, because of the fact that we couldn't place the defendant at the at Laura's room before she died.
Were you deadlocked on all 4 counts?
We weren't. I really wanted to get more evidence that the defendant was there previous to the time that Laura, I wanted to get more information that the defendant was there when she was alive.
Where would you?
And we didn't have that information.
What did you need? What would you have wanted to hear from the medical examiner or for other witnesses?
You know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what information, but I was looking for that.
Oh, jeepers.
So is it in your belief then that he masturbated over a dead woman?
I believe that he did not kill her. Based on the evidence that I was given, I believe that he did not kill her. I know that.
I just want to clarify something. You said you believe that he did not kill her. I just want to make sure. Do you believe he did not kill her, or they simply didn't make their case enough?
They didn't make their case enough to prove to me that he killed her. Thank you for that clarification. It was not a lot of evidence that proved Orange Taylor was the person that was actually in Hill Hall.
What about the semen evidence?
The semen evidence was considered, and that did indicate, but there was some confusion as to whether Orange Taylor was the actual person that was there, because there were 3 other young people in the dorm at that time too.
Dorm room?
In the dorm, in Hill. There were 3 other young people that we saw on the video in Hill Hall at that time.
About the same time?
About the same time.
But it was his semen on her leg.
It was his semen on her leg, and we didn't throw that out. That was a part.
I can't believe it.
There was not a lot of evidence that proved Orange Taylor was the person that was actually in Hill Hall. I have concern that he was in the room at the time that Laura was alive in Hill Hall.
Right, but the semen on the leg is his. She's in her room, so how are you thinking he's not proven to be in her room?
Okay, I don't believe that he was in the room before she,
And so since the room wasn't occupied because she wasn't dead.
Because of her testimony, because of his testimony, Orange Taylor testified that he was in Hill Hall, but his testimony indicated that he was in several rooms at Hill Hall. And so, as a result, he, in my mind, he could have been in a lot of different rooms. It wasn't proven to me that Orange Taylor actually stole the white bag from Laura's room because of his interview.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
There was not a lot of evidence that proved Orange Taylor was the person that was actually in Hill Hall.
Do you believe he was in her room?
I believe he was in her room, yes. I believe he was in her room. I don't believe that he was in her room at the time that Laura was alive.
Okay.
Oh, jeepers.
I'm exhausted. It was a very trying, but I like the fact that we did have the opportunity, and we took the opportunity, and I fought for the opportunity to really work the process so that I could feel good about coming to a conclusion based on what I saw.
Are you guys frustrated, disappointed? What was the general tone?
Sad. Very sad. A lot of people are really disappointed, sad. We were so deadlocked, and the fact that it was only 2 to 10 that was deadlocked, and I wanted to just indicate with this hope. I was struck by the fact that the defendant was not believable in his interview, but I also was equally struck by the fact that the interview itself seemed very inappropriate.
But today on the streets, shock is all that remains.
Oh, jeepers. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
I thought it was cut and dry, too.
I thought it was cut and dry. I can't believe that.